How to become a musician at 2024. Do you want to enter an art world and you don't know how to start? You're a complete beginner and you feel overwhelmed and you're just like, where do I start? I was there too. I was thinking, how do I make it true for myself? What are the things I should be even doing and where should I go? Should I go find help? Should I go, I don't know, sing in the stages right away? Or how do I even get there? Like, what are the steps? Hi, my name is Victoria. I'm deep dark indie artist. I'm creating my first album right now about my emotional wounds. It became my strength. My aim is to help others to also find themselves so they don't have to feel alone like I did when I was in past starting my music career. So I made a community where people can talk, send their music, ask for help. So go to my Vicky's Art Collective Discord group where we can talk about music, where we can talk about our career, anything you want to talk. I also have a side project what I'm creating, and I'm hoping that I will build something about mental health to help people, artists, to push them forward, to be more in peace. For now, create a first line about wearing your titles proudly because you become who you are. So you can check out my webpage, thissilentdream.com, and let me know what you think. I think the first thing I thought, like what could have helped me to make sense more of my choices and my career's choices was when I would have like a goal in mind. So the first point is find your goals and find your destination. Because if you don't know where you're going, you don't know what to build. Most of us say they want to earn money by music, but what would you like to do? There's a lot of areas you can earn money. Do you make samples? Are you a producer? Do you sing? Do you go to live gigs? Or do you sell your vocals? There's a lot of ways you can make money. So that's why defining your goals and knowing also yourself, what do you like to do? That's really important, and that is going to help you to move forward. Really ask yourself, what do I want to do? Like right in the beginning, when you first time write it down, it can be simple. But as we go along in a journey, we're gonna define ourselves multiple times and we're gonna see like, what do I actually want to focus on right now? Because I do think that music should be like a creation and a free form and should never pressure you and should never make you smaller, because I do think that in all of us there is this art in us, that's something we can share with the world, and we can also help others with our art and really go that route. I think that's really powerful. One thing that helps me also to think is like, if I think of 2 years time, like in 2 years, where do I want to go for? And if I say 3 years, I want to have like 3 songs out. I know it's a really small rate, but considering you don't know nothing, like you have no producing experience, no singing experience, then you should be more realistic. What is most important to me? So the question I would be asking for myself, what is music to me? What do I want to give to the world? Like, what is my niche, or what am I, like what do I like to listen the most? Like, what's the vibe I'm going for? Like, what are the people getting? That's the thing, because most likely people want something from them and they want to recognize something. So it's like, what is my persona? What am I building? And what space people can come to so they feel like, oh, I can resonate with the person, they're like me, I can do it. Think about also like, what do you like to do? That really helped me. Is like, oh, I like to do this and this, I like to express myself, I like to talk my feelings, I like deep talks, I like all of that great stuff. Just to think about your persona. There's a lot of exercise about like finding who you are, your deepest why. Like, I think that's really important, because when I found my deepest why, I knew what I want to bring to the world. And this is like another big question to ask yourself, like, why do I want to even do it? Like, are there any career paths I could take? Second point is make yourself skillful. Become your own boss. So what do I mean by that? If you have like big goals, I want to earn money by singing. So let's say you answered like this. So you're gonna put down like the steps or the skills I need to learn first before I'm getting there. So let's say like, okay, I can sing decently. What are the other skills I can learn? So example like, oh, I need to learn to have more open vocals, or I need to learn to have more length in my vocals. And then, oh, perhaps I need songs also to sing. Will I be a cover artist or will I sing my own songs, Will I want to make my own music? These are really important questions to ask yourself, like what is me and how do I want people to see me? I would say the thing that really helps is like setting small goals to get to the big goal. So your small goals can be really simple. Like I said, I will do 20 minutes a day vocal exercises, or I will do 3 times a week vocal exercises. Anything that helps. And remember, if you miss a day, you're totally fine. No one is going to kill you, no one is going to do any harm for you, so don't worry about that. Some questions that can help you to set small goals are: what are the small things or the important things or this one thing I can do that will move forward my other skills too? For example, I want to learn producing, I want to like release my own songs, I want to be a powerful musician, I want to help others too. So the first step would be like to learn the basics of producing. Let's learn what is EQ, let's learn what is compressor, what do they do, like what are the components of it. So if you learn like, okay, I will do this day 1 hour learning about this topic, and then when you learn all of that thing, you can implement it to your bigger picture that helps you to move forward to other projects and so on. One extra thought for you: you become who you are. So if you want to like embrace your singer or your powerful singer persona or producer musician persona, then I think you should just like start doing the things. You're gonna prove yourself you are that. And then slowly you're getting there, and perhaps you will go somewhere, you will get more opportunities. And this is how it's gonna go. I really encourage you to trust the process because it's going to happen. I realized over those years I rather choose something that aligns with me more than just do everything at the same time that don't align with me. If your only goal is to get money, then this is not really a goal, because if you think really deep enough, like what is the actual thing? You want freedom, you want to do something you like, you know, you want to share maybe your vocal, you just want to be the voice that you never could have been, you never, no one heard you, and now you have a chance to be that. And you're making this like a bigger movement because you're for everyone. And I think this is a really deep why, and that's why like finding your deepest why or something that really calls you to keep up with your work is really important, because you could take music seriously 2 years and then you're like, I will just drop it. But for me it doesn't work like this, because like I've been doing this over those years and I've been still fighting to release my songs because of the fact that that's just me. I always love to think it's just my persona, and that's why I say think about your persona, because I want to leave a legacy. I want to live like when someone will look back at my life, they see, wow, she did these conscious decisions, maybe I can do it too. Don't be hard on yourself, because you can be really hard on yourself, because it's really competitive field and there are a lot of artists. I don't know, there's so many songs people are releasing nowadays. It's much easier and it's a lot harder to be seen, which leads to me a next thought: your online presence. That's why matters, your deep why, who you are, because your online presence are going to reflect on also what do you show and what do you are. Best thing I did was to document myself, like film everything I anyway do. So if you're anyway going to practice something, just film it. Like talk about your emotions, what you're going through, because perhaps there's a lot of other people and artists who are feeling the same way. That's music for me, it's for the soul and it's for the people to heal together. And that's why I ask these questions for myself, so I know like what do I put out there, because it's important to me to show up so others can show up too. Because I could think like, oh, I live in a small city, no one will care about my music, like no one ever noticed my 3 songs I've released already, you know. But that's not true, okay? I already had a lot of listeners, which is 300, 200, that's fine, you don't need much more. You know, anyway, fame is a big concept we can talk about other time. That's why it's like, what do you actually want in your life? Like, how does your ideal life look like? And if you feel like you're really shy, you don't want to do like online presence and everything, like find collaborations, write to cool artists, write that hey, I made this drop or beat, or I made this song and I need a singer. Make your life easier, like don't make it harder. And that's what it is, like to do the small steps. Don't think about a huge thing all the time. Have the vision, become it, but don't like, overwhelm yourself that you have to have it tomorrow or today. Reality is that you actually want to enjoy the music, you want to share it because it's something you're writing, and this is what art is to you. And I think that's the most important, that you do art in peace, inspiration, and in happiness. You don't pressure yourself too much, you don't like hurt yourself too much, and it's not dragging you too much down. That's why I think like making art in peace is so important, and this is my why, my deep why, to help others to find this balance for themselves. So use social media for your advantage, be you, share your quirkiness. If you're shy, don't worry, find collaborations, share your favorite quotes. You don't even have to share your face, However, be creative, you're an artist, I believe in you, you can do it. Comparison will kill your dreams, and it will, because there's a lot of people out there who are doing it, and it can just like numb your pain. But that's why it's so important to grow yourself, and that's why I'm talking about it, because I think if I am more in peace with myself, I'm more happier for others, because I know what they're going through and I want actually best for them. But when I'm in the anxious stuff, when I'm like really depressed about it, that nothing is working, then I'm getting more anxious, I'm comparing it more, I'm getting crushed, like, oh, well, it's not me, why they're getting everything, you get the idea. So that's why it's so important to go to the place where you're grateful, where you're peaceful, where you can be happy for others, because that's what you eventually want. Because we all want community, we want people around us to support us, so we want to support others too. And that's my main goal, to help you to understand there are ways to solve this comparison issue that comes to you. If you're scared, then I think it's good to remind yourself what was your intention. Like if I shared something that came from my heart and I knew that I had good intentions, then no hater can take me down. Talk to your close people, find one person at least, because I'm really extroverted person, but I'm really like introverted most of the time. But I really find it like a lot better for me if I find just one or two people who I can talk deeply about my true feelings. In the beginning, I really recommend unfollowing the things that discourage you, that make you compare yourself. Later you can follow them back, but if you don't feel a sense of inspiration, then most likely you're going to compare, you're gonna feel bad about yourself, and that's not the way to go. So just unfollow the things and try to overcome this comparison thing. There's a lot of ways you can overcome it or be more peaceful about it. But like I said, self-esteem building, like really working on yourself, working on your craft, doing collaborations, this is how you will like elevate and really feel like, oh, I can be happy for others too, and I want to share it. I always remind myself that your struggles are something that made you, and they can be your like inspiration. You share it with that people, like everyone can feel it, and I think that's beautiful. If you have like comparison issue, then there's this one thing I like to think of myself is like, I'm like at level 3, let's say, and they are level 100. They had to go through this journey to here, and they went through struggles that you went just in a different level, and you're maybe like somewhere here and you have different struggles and humps and bumps. No one's journey is like straightforward, so that's why I think it's really important to remind yourself that actually we all go through something, and usually we compare ourselves with people who are level 100 and we are like 50. I do want to add one thing, like I've been writing songs so long, so I thought that I should be already really good at it, and I think our ego can get in the way for ourselves sometimes, because we're like, I already know all of this stuff. Like we close ourselves to learn more, like we become so narrow because we're thinking, I'm already so good. I mean, this is not good mindset, so I try to always like, calm myself down, be more humble and grateful because I am. If you think of like, oh, I'm the best or I'm the worst, these are really ultimate scenarios. These are both ego related. This is something that's not serving us, and we need to humble ourselves. We need to find the things that help us to calm us down, to help us to be here and understand that we are all in this together and we can all share more peacefully and be happy about it and enjoy this life eventually. That's why self-esteem is so important. Build it, you will love yourself more, you are worth it, you know you're worth it, and you can do it. You can't post every day to your social media you're singing, that's totally fine. Do it once a month, like a special edition. Like, do your way. Like, there's no right and wrong way, it's your way. It can all sound a lot of work and a lot of thinking to do, but I think it's worth it. You are worth it. Your journey, your art is worth it. And if you really want to take on this journey, I'm really happy for you and I really support you and I want you to succeed, and this is the most important thing. And know that you can't be perfect and 100% every day. You can be 5% one day and it's still enough. You are enough and your music is enough. You're gonna grow over those years if you don't give up on yourself, and you're gonna see the glow, the difference, the amazing things that are going to happen to you because you believed in yourself. If you like this video, check out my collaboration video I did with amazing artists. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you the bestest year and a lot of success in your music. Thank you so much. Don't forget to support me, like and subscribe, and keep on going. I believe in you. Bye!